He does both, but the power of the way he does it, really the way he generates so much power is just astonishing to me. And they're very similar, both when he's pitching and when he's hitting. And so I figured it'd be a fun thing to go demo and kind of break down the similarities between his deliveries, both mechanically on the mound and at the plate, and how he generates so much of that pop. We got some video. Let's get right into it. We're going to dig into this. It's a pretty cool comparison here. Let's go to the pitching side first. Check out the angle he creates right there. Look at that. So all his weight is over the backside as he's striding toward home plate. This is key for a pitcher looking to utilize power. When you jump toward home plate, you have no power on the backside, and your arm is going to be late, the pitch is going to be elevated, and it's not going to have any kind of velocity behind it. That's a great job of keeping the weight all on the backside, ready to spring forward. Now, let's go to the hitting side of things. Here you see Ohtani. Look how similar the angles are right there. Look at the angle created from the hip up to the head. Almost identical when you look at the pitching side of things and the hitting side of things. Now, what's the same? Well, you look at the power, right? The power is over the backside while he's hitting. You see all that power gained right here. Even when he's striding toward the pitch, he's still got all the weight, all the power over the midsection and behind. By doing that, he's keeping all that power reserved up until that swing comes in and then explodes out forward through the baseball. Let's go back to the pitching side of things. Key number 2 for me. Right there. Check out the hip, okay? Very important when you're a power pitcher and really a pitcher in general. If you're coming toward home plate, you have got to keep that hip and the belly button square toward the dugout as long as possible. I talked to Kyle Snyder about this. He tells his pitchers, his right-hand pitchers, to keep the belly button facing the third base dugout as long as you can. Now, there's a good reason for that. If you open your hip up early, then your arm slot automatically drops. When your arm slot drops, you get around the pitch and you get rotational, okay? Well, you don't want to be rotational. You want to be linear. You want everything going through home plate. So by keeping closed with the front side and the hip, you're driving toward home plate and then the last minute exploding through the pitch. Great job right there by Ohtani. Now check the hitting side of things out. Look at that. Very, very, very similar. You check out that hip, how it's still staying closed as long as possible. You see the hip is, if he opened that hip as a hitter early, you open up too early, you're losing all the pop, first of all, from the backside. He wouldn't be able to hit the 46 home runs that he hit last season. Secondly, he wouldn't be able to get to that outside corner pitch. You ever see a hitter when they're up there and look like they're flailing at the outside corner pitch? Well, that's what pitchers identify when they're opening their hips up too early. They'll pitch them outside corner because they'll never reach it. Ohtani does a great job. You see it right there. Again, staying closed as long as possible on that swing, and by doing so, utilizing the most power in his delivery, both on the pitching side and on the hitting side, Rich. So really, you see the explosion come through there on both sides. The similarities are crazy, but I'll tell you what, man, you saw what he did last year. This dude has some serious power.